Hey Aries, I just pulled cards for you and I need to share what came through because this reading is absolutely wild. Grab your coffee or whatever you are drinking right now because we need to talk about what is showing up in your energy, and honestly, this is going to blow your mind. So I shuffled the deck asking specifically about this situation with someone who keeps comparing themselves to you, and the cards literally jumped out. The energy here is so strong I can feel it through the deck. Let me walk you through what the universe is saying about your journey and how this whole dynamic is about to shift dramatically. The first card that came out is the Page of Swords, and wow. Okay, so this card is fascinating because it is telling me that there has been someone in your orbit who has been watching you extremely closely, like uncomfortably closely. This is not just casual observation, Aries. This person has been studying your every move, analyzing everything you do, dissecting your choices, and basically treating your life like it is their personal case study. The Page of Swords energy here suggests that they have been gathering information, making mental notes, comparing their progress to yours constantly. What I find really interesting about this card in your reading is that it shows someone who is intellectually trying to figure out your formula for success. They are not just envious, they are actively trying to decode what makes you successful so they can replicate it. But here's the thing that the cards are highlighting: they are approaching this from a place of insecurity rather than genuine admiration. There is this sharp, cutting quality to how they observe you. Every time you achieve something, they are immediately measuring it against their own accomplishments. When you share good news, they are calculating whether they have done better or worse. This constant mental comparison is exhausting for them, but they cannot stop doing it. The universe is showing me through this Page of Swords that this person talks about you too. Maybe not directly to your face, but definitely to others. There is gossip happening, Aries, commentary, analysis. They might frame it as concern or interest, but really it is them trying to process why you keep winning while they feel stuck. The sword energy cuts both ways though, because while they think they are being sneaky or subtle about this comparison game, everyone around them can actually see it. It is becoming obvious to others that they are obsessed with measuring themselves against you. Now the second card I pulled is the Devil, and oh my goodness, this explains so much about what has been driving this person. The Devil card in tarot represents being chained to unhealthy patterns, toxic behaviors, and self-imposed limitations. This woman, and yes, the energy here is definitely feminine, she is literally enslaved to this comparison mindset. It has become her addiction. She cannot help herself. Every single day she is checking your social media, asking mutual friends about you, keeping tabs on your progress, and it is eating her alive from the inside. What the Devil is revealing here is that this behavior has become compulsive for her. She wakes up and one of her first thoughts is about what you are doing. She goes to sleep thinking about how to catch up to you or surpass you. This is not healthy competition, Aries. This is obsession. The chains on the Devil card show that she is bound to this pattern, and honestly, she does not even realize how much it is destroying her own peace and blocking her own blessings. While she is so focused on you, she is completely missing opportunities in her own life. The universe is showing me that her jealousy has turned into something darker. There is resentment building up. She might smile at you in person, she might even congratulate you on your wins, but inside there is this bitter taste. The Devil energy suggests that she has been engaging in some pretty toxic behaviors too. Maybe she has tried to subtly undermine you. Perhaps she has made backhanded compliments. There could be situations where she has tried to copy your style, your strategies, your approach to things. But it never quite works for her because she is coming from this place of lack rather than authenticity. What is really sad here, and the cards want you to understand this, is that she is her own worst enemy. The Devil shows that all the limitations she is experiencing are self-created. She could be out there building her own empire, focusing on her own unique gifts, creating her own path to success. But instead she is wasting all this energy trying to be you or trying to prove she is better than you. It is like she is running a race where you are not even competing, you are just living your life. But she has made it a competition in her mind. The third card is the Emperor, and this is where things get really powerful for you, Aries. The Emperor represents structure, authority, leadership, and ultimately, undeniable success that comes from solid foundations. This card is saying that you have been building something real. While this other person has been busy comparing and competing, you have been constructing an actual empire. You have been putting in the work, making strategic moves, establishing yourself as an authority in your field or in your life. The Emperor energy is masculine, powerful, and commanding. It does not ask for permission. It does not need validation. It simply is. And this is exactly the energy you are stepping into more fully. The universe is telling me that you are about to reach a level of success that is so undeniable, so visible, so established that it will be impossible for anyone to diminish it or compare themselves to it. We are talking about recognition, Aries, official recognition. Maybe this is a promotion, a title, a public acknowledgement of your expertise, a major achievement that gets celebrated widely. What I love about the Emperor showing up here is that it represents lasting success. This is not a flash-in-the-pan moment. This is you building a legacy. You are creating something with structure and stability. While others have been focused on quick wins or trying to keep up appearances, you have been doing the deep work. You have been learning, growing, mastering your craft, developing your leadership abilities. The Emperor sits on his throne because he has earned it through wisdom, strategy, and consistent effort over time. The cards are showing me that your success is about to become so obvious that this woman who has been comparing herself to you will not even be able to pretend anymore. There will be no way to spin it, no way to downplay it, no way to make herself feel better by finding some area where she is ahead. The gap is about to become so clear that even she will have to acknowledge it. And honestly, this is not about ego for you. This is just about you finally receiving the recognition you have deserved all along. Moving to the fourth card, we have the Eight of Cups, and this is absolutely beautiful because it shows you walking away, not from your success, but from caring about this comparison game entirely. The Eight of Cups depicts someone leaving behind what no longer serves them and journeying towards something more meaningful. This tells me that you are at a point, or rapidly approaching a point, where you are going to emotionally detach from this whole dynamic. Right now you might still be aware of this person's energy. Maybe you notice when they are being competitive. Perhaps you can sense their jealousy. You might even feel a little bit bothered by it sometimes, wondering why they cannot just be happy for you or focus on their own path. But the Eight of Cups is saying that you are going to reach a place where you genuinely do not care anymore. Not in a bitter way, but in a truly liberated way. This card shows spiritual and emotional evolution. You are moving toward a higher version of yourself where other people's opinions, comparisons, and jealousies just do not touch you. You will be so focused on your own journey, so committed to your own growth, so invested in your own vision that you will not have any energy left to give to these petty dynamics. The Eight of Cups often appears when someone is ready to leave behind emotional baggage and pursue deeper fulfillment. What the universe wants you to know through this card is that your peace is coming. Your indifference is coming. And honestly, that indifference will be more powerful than any confrontation or any attempt to prove yourself. When you truly stop caring about her comparison games, when you stop giving that energy any attention whatsoever, something shifts in the entire dynamic. She will feel that shift. She will sense that she no longer has any hold on your emotional state. And that, in itself, will be incredibly frustrating for her because the whole comparison thing only works if you are engaged in it on some level. The fifth card I pulled is the Hermit, and this gives me chills because it shows that you have been doing a lot of inner work. The Hermit represents wisdom gained through solitude, self-reflection, and deep introspection. While everyone else has been caught up in the noise, the drama, the comparison games, you have been quietly going within. You have been learning about yourself. You have been developing your intuition. You have been figuring out what really matters to you beyond external validation. The Hermit carries a lantern that lights the way, and this tells me that you have gained clarity that others simply do not have. You understand yourself at a deeper level. You know your values, your boundaries, your purpose. This inner knowing is what gives you such a solid foundation. While this other person is constantly looking outside herself for validation and measuring her worth against others, you have been cultivating a sense of self-worth that comes from within. What is really beautiful about the Hermit in your reading is that it suggests you have become a source of wisdom for others. People are starting to come to you for guidance. They see something in you that is grounded, authentic, and wise beyond your years. You have insights that only come from doing the internal work. And this is another reason why this woman cannot truly compete with you. She is still stuck on surface-level achievements while you are operating from a much deeper place. The Hermit also indicates that you might have spent some time in isolation or pulled back from social situations. Maybe you have been more selective about who you spend time with. Perhaps you have been less active on social media or more private about your life. This was not because you had anything to hide, but because you were going through a transformation and you needed space to do that without outside interference. That period of withdrawal was actually incredibly beneficial, because it allowed you to develop strength and clarity without being influenced by other people's opinions or energies. Now, let us talk about the sixth card, which is the Queen of Wands and Aries. This card is you. This is your energy fully embodied. The Queen of Wands is confident, charismatic, creative, and absolutely magnetic. She does not try to be these things, she just naturally is. She walks into a room and people notice. She speaks and people listen. She pursues her passions with such enthusiasm and authenticity that others cannot help but be drawn to her energy. This card is telling me that you are stepping into your full power. The Queen of Wands owns her space unapologetically. She knows her worth. She celebrates her gifts. She is not intimidated by other people's success because she understands that there is room for everyone to shine. But she also does not tolerate disrespect or people trying to dim her light. She has healthy boundaries and she enforces them with grace but firmness. What I love about this card showing up for you is that it represents authentic leadership. The Queen of Wands leads by example. She inspires others not through force or manipulation, but through her genuine passion and commitment to being herself fully. People want to be around her because her energy is uplifting and empowering. She makes others feel like they can achieve great things too. This is the energy you are radiating more and more, and honestly, it is probably part of why this other person is so triggered. She can feel your authentic power and it makes her insecurities even more pronounced. The Queen of Wands also represents someone who has integrated their masculine and feminine energies beautifully. You are both strong and nurturing, ambitious and compassionate, driven and intuitive. You have learned how to honor all aspects of yourself. This makes you incredibly effective in whatever you pursue, because you are working from a place of wholeness, rather than trying to prove something or compensate for perceived weaknesses. The seventh card is the Queen of Swords, and wow, this adds another layer to your energy that is absolutely perfect. If the Queen of Wands is about passion and magnetism, the Queen of Swords is about clarity and truth. This queen does not mince words. She sees through illusions. She values honesty above politeness. She has standards and she maintains them. She has been through some challenges that have sharpened her discernment. And now she can spot manipulation, fakeness, and ulterior motives from a mile away. The Queen of Swords in your reading tells me that you are done with superficial relationships. You are done with people who are not genuine. You can see this woman's comparison games for exactly what they are, and you are not interested in playing along. This queen has a kind of regal detachment. She can observe situations without getting emotionally entangled in them. She can acknowledge that someone is being jealous or competitive without taking it personally or letting it affect her peace. What is powerful about having both queen cards in your reading is that together they make you almost unstoppable. You have the warmth and inspiration of the Queen of Wands combined with the clarity and boundaries of the Queen of Swords. You can be compassionate, but you are not naive. You can be generous, but you are not a doormat. You can celebrate others, but you will not diminish yourself to make them comfortable. This combination of energies is rare and incredibly powerful. The Queen of Swords also suggests that you might be communicating more directly these days. Maybe you are speaking up when something does not feel right. Perhaps you are being more honest about your opinions and perspectives. You might be setting boundaries with people who have been overstepping. This directness might make some people uncomfortable, especially those who benefited from you being less assertive. But it is absolutely necessary for your growth and for maintaining your integrity. The eighth card is the Hanged Man, and initially this might seem like a strange card to show up in a reading about success and triumph, but actually it makes perfect sense. The Hanged Man represents a complete shift in perspective. It shows someone who has voluntarily chosen to see things from a completely different angle. This card often appears when we need to surrender our ego and our attachment to how we think things should be so that we can receive the wisdom of how things actually are. In your situation, the Hanged Man is telling me that you have had to let go of some expectations or ideas about how your path should unfold. Maybe things did not go according to your original plan. Perhaps you faced obstacles that forced you to pivot or approach things differently. But through this process of surrender and acceptance, you actually gained something much more valuable. You gained a perspective that is more aligned with your true purpose and with what the universe has in store for you. The Hanged Man also represents patience and divine timing. While this other person has been frantically trying to achieve, compete, and prove herself, you have learned the art of waiting for the right moment. You understand that not everything needs to happen right now. You trust the process. You have faith that things will unfold as they are meant to. This patience is actually a form of wisdom because it allows you to act from a place of alignment rather than desperation. What is interesting about this card in the context of your reading is that it suggests the universe has been preparing you for something bigger. The hanging position in the card represents a kind of initiation or transformation period. You have been in a chrysalis stage, Aries. You have been being prepared for a major breakthrough. While from the outside it might have looked like you were stuck or not progressing, internally you have been undergoing massive growth and development. And now that transformation is almost complete, you are about to emerge as someone even more powerful than before. The ninth card is the Nine of Swords, and this card is not about you, Aries. This is about her. This is about the woman who has been comparing herself to you. The Nine of Swords depicts someone lying awake at night, consumed by anxiety, worry, and mental anguish. This is literally what is happening for her. She cannot sleep peacefully because she is constantly thinking about you, about what you are achieving, about how she measures up, about whether she is good enough. The thoughts that keep her up at night are brutal. She is her own worst critic. She is imagining all these scenarios where you succeed and she fails. She is rehashing every interaction you have had, analyzing what you said and did, trying to figure out if you were subtly putting her down or if she is just being paranoid. She is comparing every aspect of her life to yours and finding herself lacking. Her relationship, her career, her appearance, her achievements, nothing feels good enough when she holds it up against your life. What the Nine of Swords reveals is that her suffering is entirely self-created. Those swords hanging over the figure in the card represent thoughts, worries, and anxieties that are not based on reality. They are based on perception and interpretation. The truth is that you are not her enemy. You have not done anything to her. You are just living your life. But in her mind, she has created this entire narrative where you are somehow a threat to her or where your success means her failure. It is exhausting and painful for her, and honestly, it is completely unnecessary. The universe wants you to understand through this card that her pain is not your responsibility. You are not required to make yourself smaller to ease her discomfort. You are not obligated to downplay your achievements so she feels better about herself. Her mental and emotional state is something she needs to work through. And actually, the best thing you can do is continue being successful and authentic because it might eventually push her to deal with her own issues rather than projecting them onto you. The final card, the 10th card in your reading, is the Three of Swords, and again, this is about her experience, not yours. The Three of Swords represents heartbreak, painful truth, and the moment when we can no longer deny reality. This card is showing me that there is going to be a moment, and it is coming soon, where she will be confronted with undeniable evidence of your success. Something is going to happen that will pierce through all her defenses and rationalizations. Maybe you are going to receive a major recognition or award. Perhaps you are going to achieve something she has been trying to achieve for years. There could be a public acknowledgement of your talents or contributions that she simply cannot ignore or minimize. Whatever it is going to hurt her in a very specific way. Not because you did anything wrong, but because it will force her to face the truth that she has been avoiding. She is not in competition with you because you are not even playing the same game anymore. You have moved beyond her. The Three of Swords often represents a painful but necessary wake-up call. Sometimes we need to feel the sting of reality to finally make changes in our lives. For this woman, this heartbreak moment might actually be the catalyst she needs to finally stop comparing herself to you and start focusing on her own unique path. It might be the push she needs to do her own inner work, to develop her own authentic voice, to find her own definition of success rather than trying to measure herself against yours. What is important for you to understand, Aries, is that while this moment will be painful for her, it is not your problem to fix. You cannot and should not try to cushion her from this realization. She needs to go through this in order to grow. Your job is simply to continue being yourself, continue pursuing your goals, continue shining your light. Her journey of learning to deal with her jealousy and insecurity is hers alone to walk. So let me bring all of this together for you because the message from the universe is so clear and so powerful. You have been building something real and substantial while others have been busy playing comparison games. You have been doing the inner work, developing wisdom, cultivating authentic power, and now you are about to step into a level of success that will be undeniable. This woman who has been so focused on comparing herself to you is going to have to face the reality that she cannot keep up, because you are operating from a completely different level of consciousness and commitment. Your success is not just about external achievements, although those are definitely coming. It is about who you have become in the process. You have integrated powerful queen energy. You have developed clarity and boundaries. You have learned patience and trust in divine timing. You have done the inner work that creates lasting transformation. This is why your success will be so impactful. It comes from a foundation of genuine growth and authentic self-development. The cards are saying that within the next few weeks or months, something significant is going to happen that showcases your achievements in a public way. This could be a promotion, a recognition, a successful launch of something you have been working on, or simply a moment where multiple blessings come together simultaneously and everyone can see how far you have come. When this happens, the contrast between where you are and where this other person is will become stark and obvious. What I want you to remember, Aries, is that this is not about gloating or feeling superior. This is simply about you receiving what you have earned through your hard work and dedication. You do not need to feel guilty about your success. You do not need to downplay your achievements to make others comfortable. The right people will celebrate with you genuinely. Those who are triggered by your success are revealing their own unhealed wounds. And that is information but not your responsibility to fix. The most powerful thing you can do is exactly what the cards are showing. Continue focusing on your own journey. Maintain your boundaries, trust your inner wisdom, and let your success speak for itself. When you operate from this place of authentic power and inner peace, you become magnetic. You attract the right opportunities, the right people, the right experiences. Everything starts to flow because you are in alignment with your true self and your highest path. As for this woman, the universe has its own way of teaching people what they need to learn. Her obsession with comparing herself to you is going to become increasingly painful for her until she finally decides to change her focus. That moment of heartbreak the cards showed is actually a gift in disguise because it will give her the opportunity to wake up and start living her own life instead of being consumed by yours. Whether she takes that opportunity or not is entirely up to her. In the meantime, you just keep doing what you are doing. Keep building your empire. Keep honoring your authentic self. Keep setting boundaries with people who do not have your best interests at heart. Keep trusting your journey. The universe has your back, Aries, and these cards confirm that you are exactly where you need to be. Your success is inevitable because you have done the work required to sustain it. So embrace what is coming, celebrate your wins without apology, and know that you are stepping into a phase of your life where you will finally receive the recognition and respect you have always deserved.